just address a couple things, one of which is this idea of accountability. And I said it before. This is not just saying EM doesn't work. We knew EM would be a reactive, an attempt to have a reactive solution to a problem that we were having. At that time, it was about people who were getting out of jail on bond, and one of the conditions was EM, and it was for robbery offenses. We held our nose because that is not something that we wanted to see. We feel if you're robbing people, there's a place for you. And we constantly hear about vacancies in the jail, and that's that place. But we did it because it was a gap that needed to be filled, and at least we knew if you committed another crime, we could find that you were a potential suspect and bring you to justice. You hear what it's morphed into. I will never say people who are charged with murder should get out on EM. Now, I'm hesitant to say people charged with armed robbery should get out on EM. It's not my decision to make. What I am asking, my challenge to the public is to stand up. If you want to get involved, there are organizations that stand for true accountability across the whole justice system. Reform has just been about the police, and I think we've been open to it. Actually, I'm sure of it. Look at what we did back in 2017 and 2018 with the 21st century policing reform edicts that came out of Washington. We accounted for every one of them, and we still stand behind that work. I just posed the question, who's holding accountable every other step in the justice process? I think the whole point of the reform effort, and that's how we got here, was we were looking at how we could have low-level nonviolent offenders who were also indigent get true justice, not locking them up when other people who committed the same crime got to pay a price to get out. And I agree with that. What I don't agree with is people who are committing violent offenses, armed robbery and homicide, getting out, and all we have is a monitor to see if they commit another crime. That's not our mission. Our mission is to prevent them. You hold the police accountable, we want that same level of accountability and quote-unquote transparency too. That's what I'd like to hear. And then have them stand by every decision they make based on the rule of law. I believe the issue we're having with violence is because we haven't taken violent offenders seriously enough, especially those who are repeat violent offenders. Everybody knows how I feel about second chances. But for His grace and a second chance, I wouldn't be standing before you talking to you. However, if you continue to make the same mistake, there has to be a consequence. And I don't think our justice system has that same philosophy. I think the repeated violent offenses aren't taken seriously enough yet. And I hope with equal accountability, that will soon change. We're filling a gap. That's not our job. I don't see EM as a role for the police. However, if we don't at least have that, crime goes and people do things and I can't even find out who the suspects are. So I'm not saying I think EM is totally broken. I'm saying it's being misused. So me telling you equal accountability is a solution. If you're repeatedly committing violent crimes on this community, you should stay in jail. You should not get out on an electronic monitor that we know may or may not, and in a lot of cases will not, deter you from committing future crime.